Sri Lanka's human rights record casts a long shadow, demanding a firm international response, and the UK, along with other nations, has a crucial role in holding the country accountable. Firstly, those accused of human rights crimes cannot escape unscathed. Targeted sanctions against officials can deliver a powerful message. Additionally, the principle of universal jurisdiction allows countries to pursue legal actions against perpetrators on their own soil, regardless of where the crimes were committed. And furthermore, Sri Lanka's potential breaches of human rights treaties cannot be ignored. The ICJ can be a forum used to address these issues, specifically those of torture, enforced disappearance, and racial discrimination.
As acknowledged in this debate's brief, the Online Safety Act and indeed other proposed and enacted laws by Sri Lanka severely limit civil liberties, and they quite clearly do. So how are these laws impacting upon freedom of religion or belief? The right to freedoms of expression and assembly are heavily intertwined with the fate of four. The question for our government must be, have we been moved as much to do all we can? And if not, will we begin this movement today? The right to live, to work, and to hold your own beliefs are something that we take for granted in this great United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. But we are tasked with the responsibility, Dame Maria, of speaking up for those who don't have those human rights or those freedom of religious rights in Sri Lanka.
Earlier this month, Human Rights Watch reported on the proposed new law, which they say will severely curtail civil liberties. New laws which include an Online Safety Act, Electronic Media and Broadcasting Authority Bill, and a non-governmental organisation supervision and registration bill. These will grant broad powers to security forces and severely restrict their rights to freedom of assembly, association, expression, one which will impact not only the civic space but also the business environment. Dame Maria, Sri Lanka appears to be going backwards in terms of adherence to the principles that we hold dear of upholding and protecting fundamental human rights.
Civil society continues to face surveillance, intimidation and harassment by state authorities, and those points were eloquently set out during some of the contributions we have heard today. We're concerned about a trend towards a more constrained civic space. This includes the use of laws to limit freedoms of expression and assembly, such as the misuse of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, or the Prevention of Terrorism Act, the PTA, which was referred to earlier. Britain continues to call for the replacement of the draconian PTA with legislation that is consistent with Sri Lanka's international obligations and to uphold a moratorium on the use of the provisions of the PTA. We're also concerned about the Online Safety Act. Recently passed, it has the potential to restrict severely online communication and could potentially criminalise many forms of expressions. And Dame Maria, proposals to strengthen the regulation of NGOs and of broadcast media raises fears of efforts to restrict civic space.